Oh, hello.
Oh,
Yes.
James is live.
League of Europe's not normally on this channel. It is now. Yeah, welcome along if you are just tuning into this awesome channel of non-graphic streamed videos. Go and watch League of Europe while they're at it.
G'day, lads. How's it going, James's viewers?
My
While
one
we're here,
viewer,
subscribe.
my
Subscribe
one
to
regular
V8
viewer.
Fields.
Yeah, my one regular viewer that normally just turns up like halfway through the stream and then leaves. Brilliant. Right, I shall send him over my stream. I'm loving how I'm going through my subscriptions and I'm just like, I can't see my stream. Another wonder because it's on my channel. Duh. Yeah. That's the end of qualifying. We'll now cut to a commercial break. See you on the other side. Oh yeah, and I've got the link. The link's already there, so we're dead on. I'm a stickler for timing. I'm an absolute stickler for timing, and I want to get it. So, if we introduce the streaming even 5 minutes early, I'll be happy.
Yeah.
It'd be brilliant. Absolutely brilliant. Right. So we need to... I'm just double checking. Audio will be off that time. I'll have graphic with music playing, yeah, and then I use the F1 video. Once the video ends, he'll write in our channel with him, you're live. And then switch to the mainstream. She'll be back to normal. I need to go back on IGP Manager because I'm in a bloody league race on there.
IGP Manager. I've not played that game in a while.
Ah, that's really good. It is really good. I've set up my own league on there.
I had 2 Talent 20 drivers, so I was stacked. They were both young.
Very good. Where can I find my other league? My league. I want to leave that and I want to join the one that I've created. Yes. Oh yeah, there. SRS. Hey. Hey, there we are. Lovely.
Come here, go every time we come to the back.
Oh, hang on. Ah, no. Edit league. If I put it so... Where's the schedule? Oh, it's 8 days. It's 8 days. It's 8 days. It's fine. It's fine.
Oh, I'll need to renew my PS Plus. Oh shit.
What? Does it run
My
out today?
PS Plus will be run out by next week. No, it'll be run out by next week. But it's annoying because I'll hardly ever use it.
Ah, but the thing is though, you do it mainly for commentary. That's the thing.
Yeah, because I don't use PS4 anymore. Maybe
Yeah.
I'll get my friend to give me primary PS4 so I can use PlayStation Plus.
Hang on, I've just clicked on. I am streaming, right, aren't I?
Yeah, you are. I hope we get a couple more drivers than 6.
I got 6 in currently. Not too bad. We've got Verstappen, Kuhn, Hardy, Just Asas, Montana, Daniel's in, Toxic, and Cookie Games. Yeah, they're beginning to fill in now. They're getting the late practice in.
Yeah. Is that how you really pronounce the Ferrari driver's name?
What, Koen? Yeah? That's the
Yeah.
Dutch. That's the Dutch pronunciation.
Why?
I don't know. I don't know. He does hear us. Corcannon hears us. We're just going on about Koen at the minute. Cohen. Yeah.
I'm gonna stick to Cohen.
That.
Just I don't know. Someone will find a way to take it out of context. Say, oh,
Cohen.
You said the racist word. I'm not saying that.
No, I did say round one of the championship. If I didn't, that don't take it the other way. That is how his name is pronounced. Because I had it from Tom, who does the TTML graphics with us, and he confirmed to me his pronunciation.
Oh God.
He said, but Cohen said to me, if you want to call us Cohen, then that's fine.
Okay.
There we are.
We're in the clear then.
We'll get away with anything.
It's not deep, but like, I just don't want to say it.
I do want to say it, but yeah, it's all about right pronunciations and things like that. We've got 10 in so
just have easy names.
Yeah, like Shapalalali.
Yeah, Shapalili.
Shapalili. It's one of those nights, I think. Corcannon, if you're just tuning in, this is not what we're normally like.
The weekend. Come here, girl. Go ahead, we don't come to the back. Go ahead. VIP.
Not. Yeah, definitely not what we're like. We're more civil than this. We're normally getting up the stream by now and then introducing it in. The stuff you can get away with when you're not live.
Yeah.
Well,
we're a bit giddy today.
Yeah, we're live on my stream, anyways.
I imagine he could unmute us at any time. It's absolutely prank us.
He probably will. No, the lobby's up, so the lobby's up. The stream's up even.
Yeah.
Which is good. We got 13 in now. Name changes just joined. Neil's just joined amongst that.
I'll be the first person to comment. Why not?
Yeah, go on. Why not? And you can support the stream by going to https://streamlabs.com/League of Europe F1 for those on my channel, which is the one of you.
All one of you. That's probably Corcannon as well.
That is probably Corcannon, yeah. But Corcannon now has just got a link to that himself. What he's already streaming through. Oh well, nothing like a bit of free promotion. Go.
And name changes changed its flag again. Now he's from Panama. Brilliant.
He's from Panama. Are we having the World Cup of flags with him this season?
I think he'll try and get the most random ones. He'll probably find a way to put. I think they do have a North Korean flag.
Oh yeah, they do. I've seen drivers use the North Korean one.
I don't think anyone would even in North Korea would even be able to play F1 2020. If they could play any game, they wouldn't want to play this one.
Yeah, they wouldn't either. Yeah, they'll probably they'll probably nuke somebody going in towards turn 1.
Oh God. Oh.
Anyways,
it's a good thing we're not. It's a good thing we haven't been on mute.
Oh, goodness me. Right, calm down. Calm.
We'll be good. We'll be good.
We'll be fine, I hope.
Okay.
I can see the chat coming up here. Mando M Show XL. Yeah, what I'm gonna have is I'm gonna have a split view. So I've got Discord on the left hand side, and then on the right hand side I've got YouTube, which is not too bad. Yeah, worked properly, Car Cannon. I saw that on the stream.
That I pooed myself there. I was like, oh my god, whoa! That came without warning.
I can see
Why does the graphic?
Somebody's commenting on my stream.
It's coming home. On the graphic. Oh, it's because it's Britain. Oh, yeah, that makes sense.
Yeah, because it's Britain. It's coming home.
It's
World Cup song. Yeah, that one.
Yeah.
Give me 2 seconds. I just need to get something. Oh, I think Lando has found me. It's Lando in the comment section, I think.
He's uncovered our tricks.
He has uncovered the dastardly joke that I've just made. Have a good comm session. Hope you have a good race, Lando. It'll be fantastic to see you do well at your home track.
Yeah, done well last week.
People are going to get so confused with the right streams and the wrong streams. I'm streaming this, but go and watch League of Europe channel. There you are.
This is James Head's channel.
If you wouldn't like, if you don't mind subscribing, I've got random airshow videos on here and all sorts. But yeah, mainly TTML when they get streamed onto TTML is what we have.
Very nice.
But I am pretty much ready to go, to be honest.
I'm ready too. I think I'm not gonna get a drink now. I'll go get one during the 1 minute 40 that we have.
The commercial break.
The commercial break. Whatever we do in the commercial break, we don't know.
Yeah, the commercial break is just. I'll say we're going to a commercial break, and then we go to a commercial break. Everyone is now in. Jaja's just joined. Alpha Trix is in. We've got a full lobby, so brilliant.
Anyone that we didn't have last week? I don't think. No,
I
think everyone's
so.
It's the same.
Yep,
Was Bolin
everyone.
here last week?
Bolin, no, I think that's the only change.
Who's in his
I'm not
place?
mistaken.
Second out from it. I have no clue.
Just waiting for the Bang Bang video to start.
Bang, 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 bang.
It is 22 though. By me.
To the heart.
IFR supported there. IFR Menno in the chat there. And we are getting going, so we better get started, I think. And if you are watching Division 3 and Division 4 at this point, welcome. Here we go, 20 seconds.
3 shots to the heart.
15 seconds. And 10 seconds. Could be worse, could be J. Cole falling asleep. I guess. In the 24-hour stream.
I remember.
But, right, here we are.
Oh,
Qualifying's about to begin. Which is very good indeed. So this is where I think the video will be playing.
Yeah.
If I'm not mistaken. Luckily we've got quite a long track tonight to have a thingy. Ooh. Before the first lap gets set in.
No, got the videos playing.
Lovely jubbly. Oh, I've got to listen to this.
I love this.
Bang, bang, bang. My names have just loaded up on the right hand side.
Same. Bang. 3 shots to the heart.
Good evening everyone and welcome along to League of Europe. We are here for Division 1 action, and as you can tell we are doing different setup because we have got graphics and all sorts here tonight. Scott Cannon, of course, doing it behind the scenes. My name is James Head. I'm going to be taking you through the action as your lead commentator. And joining me in the commentary box, as always, it is Mr. Daniel Field. And Dan, we are here in qualifying. Qualifying just about to begin. The first couple of cars are now leaving out on track. First of all, how are you? And second of all, is Montana first out? Of course he is.
Yeah, well, it wouldn't be a Saturday without Montana being the first one out on circuit. Good evening, everyone. I hope you enjoyed this British Grand Prix. It was one of the most historic tracks on the F1 calendar. Actually, the first ever official F1 championship race was around this circuit. It used to be a military airstrip, I believe it was. So, yeah, really brilliant to see that it's now the track that we have today.
I think the airstrip was actually located where the Wellington Straight was as well, so that's really interesting as well. And it held the first race ever in Formula 1 in 1950, of course. That is now 71 years ago. Montana is first out on track. To run you through the standings as well, coming into tonight, the championship standings, it is just pretty much the same as what the order was. Daniel out on top on 25 points, with Zhao Zhao in second on 18. Jose Sass in third on 15, with M. Short in fourth on 12. Lando in fifth on 10, with Verstappen in sixth on 8. Kazizel in seventh on 6. Rocco in eighth on 5. Neo in ninth on 4. Name Changer in 10th on 3. Montana in 11th on 2. The man we're on board with now, and Hardy in 12th on 1 point. And for this lap, we are going to take you on board with Montana as he now runs round through turn 16, through Vale, and up towards the club section. 18 turns, of course, waiting these drivers out on track. You ignore the yellow flags to the right-hand side, but Montana now set about on his lap. We should be seen around the 122, 123 mark, possibly out on track tonight, as Montana flies through turn 1 in an overcast sky through Abbey and through Farm, and now runs just braking before the 50 metre board in towards Village, and then in toward the loop section at turn 4. Looking very nice. Goes Montana through there. As now comes up towards turn 5, through Aintree, and now onto the Wellington Straight, which interlinks, of course, with the international circuit around here. 26.6 through the first sector from Montana, which is very quick indeed, as he's now through Brooklands, then through Luffield, this very tight right-hander of turn 7, and then comes towards turn 8 at Woodcote, the old final corner on this track, running across the old pit straight to the right-hand side of him, as he now runs down towards the old turn 1 at Copse. Of course, the last time it was held around here, I think it was 2008, of course, in the wet, where Kovalainen and Hamilton got a great start off the line. As now through Maggots and Beckett's comes Montana through 11, 12, and then through 13, and then through 14 at Chapel, and on to the Hangar Straight. 1 minute, 0.9 through the middle sector from Montana to the right-hand side in this very grey, overcast sky here at Silverstone, as he now runs through turn 15 at Stowe, and then commits himself now to Vale and Club, the final 2 corners. This has looked a really clean lap for Montana, as he now comes around the final 2 corners. What is the lap time going to be as he comes out of Club? Montana across the line, and it's a 1:23.8 to start off the night. A really good lap from the champion.
Yeah, brilliant banker time coming out from Montana there. Second car just about to cross the line. It's Jose Sass in that Williams car. We'll see. He does a 4.0, not too far off the back, and Verstappen with a pretty decent lap there. He's not too far off Montana's what looked like a really good lap. Actually, really strong for everyone else as they're up their laps. As Alphatrix, look how close that gap is, 100th in between Montana and Alphatrix there on their laps. So these two really going to go hammer and tongs tonight, as always do. Neither of them had the greatest Grand Prix last night, and we didn't see a podium from either of them, or Connor either. So the three really heavy hitters in this ship get off to the best start. So it's up to whoever really takes the cake here to really set their paces for the championship.
I think you might be lagging slightly, by the way, Dan. I can hear it just crackling through. I'm Short just going third there across the line to go with the 1:23.8. Plenty of drivers, in fact, within the 1:23.8 early on. We'll see when Dan obviously comes back. I'm sure he'll click in my ear when he comes. But Montana out on top by 100th of a second. Alphatrix in second, M. Short in third. 17 drivers to get a lap in. The man that is on an outlap currently there is Toxic, as he now comes through turn 15 at Stowe. He'll be hoping for a very good qualifying. It's 5.5 tenths of a second just over that, separating the top 17 drivers out on track, as Bolin has unfortunately left the session. He's back into the pit lane, and now Toxic rounds the final corner to start on his lap. So when Dan fixes his internet, we'll come back to him. It's now Toxic. Are you back?
I don't think it's too bad. Probably my PlayStation's running a bit hot because that's just what PlayStations do. So, I think I'm back enough.
I think he's
Can
gone.
you hear me?
I think nearly gone there, I think. But Toxic is coming down towards the end of the first sector. 26.7 through the first sector from Toxic, so quicker than actually Montana coming through as he now comes through Luffield. I'm sure we'll get Car Cannon tuning in on our end to see if it is a problem with Dan. But Toxic now runs towards through Luffield. Through Luffield? Yeah, through Luffield, then through Wooker, and then up towards Cops at turn 9. Now he's got a car to the left-hand side of him. That's a Red Bull just about to get out the way. He's now Toxic flies through 10, 11, through 12, and then through 13, through Maggots and Beckett's, and this is looking really good. You do sound a bit robotic, by the way, he says to Dan, as Toxic now comes down towards Stowe, down towards turn 15. Let's see what the Hassman can do. Bullen has rejoined the session. 23.980 is his best time, and look at that actually, because Zizzle down to Bullen is separated by 9 thousandths of a second, separating 4 drivers, and now Toxic comes out the final corner. Let's see what his lap time's going to be. He comes across the line and puts it into 10th, the 124 flat. Not a bad lap there from Toxic, just over 2 tenths of a second off Montana.
Let's try again with this one, can you be?
I can hear you, but you're coming through very robotic.
Oh, I should say... Right, maybe try my head.
Well, Dan does that. Kuka Games is coming through Brooklands and then through Luffield and now through Wooker on down towards Cops once again. And in 19th position, Kuka Games had a really, really bad run. You do sound like a TV cartoon, he now says, as Kuka Games comes through Maggots and Beckett's. It never normally happens like this, as it now comes through Beckett and then through Chapel. Let's see what the Slovenian can do. Just touches the grass there slightly, but to 101.2, it's not the quickest middle sector we've seen so far tonight, as now Kuka Games runs through down in towards turn 15 at Stowe. Connor is behind him on a lap as well. I think he might have backed out that lap if I'm not mistaken, but Kuka Games now coming through the final couple of corners through Vale and then through Club at turn 18. Let's see what this lap time's going to be from the Slovenian. Comes across the line and he puts it up to 14th position. Connor is behind him out on track. He hasn't invalidated. In fact, he's just behind a few cars out on track as now Connor comes through in towards Vale and then in towards Club. Final corner. Let's see what he can do. Can he put it on there with Montana and Alpha Tricks? Yes, he can. He goes third. Good lap there by Connor, but it's a 1:23.805 for Montana. Currently out on top. Alpha Tricks second and Connor in third. Haven't really changed, have we, from qualifying last week?
No, we really haven't, but if anything's to go off of last week, then everything can be thrown up in the air, as we found out Daniel won the race last week. I don't know if I sound okay. I had to reseat my microphone. I felt it was slightly out of its socket, so that was maybe ruining everything there for me, so hopefully it's okay now.
Looking on board then with Verstappen as he now comes through Brooklands and then through Luffield, and let's see what he can do out on track as we now switch him through towards Woodcote and then through towards Cops at turn 9. This is around halfway through the lap at this point. If you're not familiar with Silverstone, of course, first race held here in 1950, and the Dutchman absolutely flies through the old turn 1 at Cops. A Sauber, an Alfa Romeo, I should say, getting out the way. Sauber, of course, the old team that Alfa Romeo now run under. Halfway through qualifying, if you're just tuning in, Montana out on top, Alpha Tricks in second, Connor in third. Verstappen is a 10th down, coming through the middle sector. Let's see what he can do. We have got Alpha Tricks and Montana also on laps. Montana, I can see, is coming through the middle sector. I think Alpha Tricks is just ahead of him, possibly out on track, or there's a Red Bull, certainly, as Verstappen now backs out, and just ASAS just pops up into fifth there, the Lithuanian, with a 1:23.867. Very nice lap time indeed from him. We'll try and ride on board. Montana's came back into the pit lane. Alpha Tricks is invalidated, so no improvements coming from them. Is there anybody further else down the field? 400s down from Kazizel at this point, and now Daniel runs the line and goes 8th, and he finds about a 10th of a second there, or dead on 10th of a second, and he falls 100th of a second behind Zhao, who in turn is 100th of a second behind Verstappen. And Chapelelli has just gone 5th with a 1:23.863. Look at how close it is between the top 9.
Oh my goodness me, they're all within a 10th of each other, and you could definitely squeeze a couple more cars in there. They probably will find a way to do so, but I'm just trying to look for someone who could be on a lap at the moment. I believe Bolin just running through the second sector at the end of the old pit straight. I think if you're laughing what's in the Discord chat, then I'm a bit distracted by it too.
Lovely Mr. Bean there in the Discord for anybody that's not seen that, but you can't see it as well because Izzle has just invalidated, I think, on the lap. He's now coming on to another lap. There's a Mercedes round coming through Luffield, or down towards Luffield and then through Woodcote. That was a Mercedes, and I'm imagining that might have been Lando on a lap. No, Lando's behind him, so it was Hardy who invalidated in turn. So there is Hardy, but we're right on board with Lando as he now comes through the middle sector. 5th last week, of course, in Austria for the season opener. He'll be hoping to see a really good improvement here. Look at the top of the timings as Bolin goes to the top of the timings with a 1:23.7 and defeats Montana currently for provisional pole. 7 minutes ago, Lando was invalidated 2/10 up through the middle sector as well before he picked up that invalidation. But Bolin now, there's the man there, out on top by 200th of a second for Montana in second, and Alphatrix in third. He's back into the pit lane.
Yeah, Alphatrix was looking strong, and then he must have made a mistake in the second sector. Someone who is really tipped for a good performance today is M Short. He's currently in 5th position, looking like he's about to just finish up the lap through the Vale chicane and now out through Club Corner. We've just seen improvement from his teammate Neo going to 8th position. What about M Short? That's at 23.6. A brilliant time from M Short there at his home Grand Prix. He manages to overtake Bolin and now knocks Montana down into 3rd. These guys are going to start to put a shift in these laps. I think we'll start to see the timings absolutely crash down.
I'm telling you now, 2/10 of a second to find around this track here at Silverstone. If you've set a lap time like Montana has done with the 1:23.8, it is really, really difficult to try and get another lap in. Speaking of Montana, he's just come through Abbey and then through Farm, and now in towards the village section at turn 3. Let's ride you on board with this lap once again. M Short out on top, Bolin in second, Montana in third. You'll see the steering inputs as well for Montana. He has got an onboard view, so that'll probably be up on your screen right now to the right-hand side of the main live stream. As now Montana comes down towards the end of the first sector. Is it quick? My god, it's quick. It's a 26.6 through the first sector for Montana. It's 200 up, but he's got to keep that consistency throughout the lap. Car number 98 as he now comes through Luffield and then towards Woodcote and then through Cops out on track. Currently M Short out on top, Bolin in second, Montana in third. I'm imagining with M Short, certainly their family would have went absolutely wild when he went to the top of the standings there. And with 5 minutes to go, it is still M Short, Bolin, but now Montana coming through Maggots and then through Beckett's. You'll see him absolutely fly through this section and then through Chapel as we now take on board, running down through Chapel, and it's a 1:08 and he's really on the limit to try and get a good lap here. He needs another 10th of a second to try and counteract M Short's lap time as now Montana comes through the final couple of corners, runs wide, coming out through Stowe, now through Vale and then in towards the club section, through 16, through 17 and then through club at 18. Is Montana going to challenge for pole? Is he going to be quicker than M Short? Yes, he is! He finds a 10th of a second, pretty much dead on in that final sector, and Montana takes provisional pole currently. 4 minutes and 20 seconds on the clock. Montana takes it from M Short in second and Bolin in third position. Really good lap time there for Montana, and he puts it to the top of the times.
Yeah, but it's not, he can't get complacent. There's still 4 minutes left in the session for drivers in the pit lane to come out and, of course, set better lap time. Just currently on a lap is Name Changer at the moment. He looks like he's red on fuel. It's a blinking fuel light for him. That means he's got less than 1 lap of reserve. So I'm wondering if he's going to think about pulling into the pit lane. As we'll just see him crossing the second sector split at the moment. He's quite quick through there. 1.5 tenths almost up on his time. This could see him jump maybe a couple positions if he absolutely nails the final sector. He's really pushing on between the tyres. I wouldn't expect him to come into the pits, and now I'm sure he would as he invalidates through Stowe. So unfortunate for Name Changer there, and Connor left the session, and that could be a little bit of internet issues. Hopefully he's able to get back in. Chappellelle's left as well. Oh dear.
Yeah, having a lot of issues here. Alphatrix has left the session as well, and I wonder if this is a bit of an issue here. Jow Hardy now coming down. Kuka Games has now left the session. Hardy coming through the first sector though, 600th of a second. And Connor has rejoined, so I think these guys can rejoin, so that's good. Hardy now coming through the end of the first sector, and now towards Woodcut at turn 8. Let's ride on board with the Mercedes as he now comes down in towards turn 9 out on track to 24.291 currently from him, and he's already a 10th up as Kuka Games has rejoined the session. Everyone will begin to rejoin the session back in. Very similar to what we saw in Austria, I think, where about 3 drivers lost connection, then came back in, maybe to do with the holes, of course, being Verstappen. Hardy now coming through Chapel. It's quick, but it's not that quick. He's a minute 0.0 through the middle sector, and now he'll be hoping to try and improve on this lap as now Hardy comes through the final couple of corners, through Stowe at turn 15, and now runs towards the new section of the track through 16, and then through 17 at Vale, and then in towards Club, through 16, 17, and now through 18. Hardy, I think, is going to go around Kazizel Campbell sort of area, comes across the line. Perfect! He goes 12th, just ahead of Kazizel.
Oh, you've called that one perfectly there, because Kazizel was on a run, but now he's backed off. He's probably going to just stay out here and go for another lap. There's no point coming into the pit lane now, because you're not going to be able to actually really get around the circuit and start up a lap in time. So Kazizel will be the first to pull the trigger really on his final run, as he's just begun it now, coming up towards turn number 1, Abbey corner. It's a really fast. You don't even need to lift off through there and up towards, I always forget, I believe this is a village, as you just break it down and run it out wide, then cut across to take this slow apex short shifting up into 3rd gear there, as now on to one of 2 DRS straights. It used to be 3 in 2018. But since then it has been changed. We'll see what he does through a 2nd sector. He's not too far up on his time. It's not the most electrifying first sector for him, but all can change on this run, as he's just come out of Luffield and now up towards Woodcut as Cohen. Yeah, he's just completed the lap time. He went a 10th quicker on that run. Displaced Kazizel. He split himself and Hardy, but Kazizel looking really strong on this lap so far through a 2nd sector up towards the beautiful Maggots and Beckett section. Obviously the eyepiece of this circuit. You can really see he's attacking these curbs and taking those apexes beautifully. This is a brilliant lap from him so far. Almost a 10th up an improvement. It says he's purple through there, and what have you just seen?
I'm saying it's not bad through the middle sector from him.
Yeah, so really strong from him. Montana just getting out of the way. 30 seconds left in session, so if you're not out on circuit, you're not going to get to do a final lap. As coming out through Club Corner, what is Kazizel going to do? He's going to cross the line and go 3rd place ahead of Bolin. That puts him on the 2nd row of the grid. Just stays has to cross the line. These times really are going to start to come down.
They are indeed, and Connor is on a lap time as well, just through the 1st sector, just trying to flick on board with who might be coming through. Verstappen now coming through in towards Vale, through 16 and then through 17 he comes. Timing is now done, the countdown clock I'm sure would have came up, but Verstappen now, as D. Daniel goes up into 4th, good lap from him. Verstappen goes 3rd, good lap, even better lap from Verstappen as he now goes 3rd. We're going to see these times absolutely rip apart. M. Short is on his way through Maggots and Beckett. He's 1100ths down at this point as he now comes through Beckett. Now through Chapel, and it's looking quite quick from M. Short. He's 1,000th down on his time. He needs to find a bit more of an improvement. I think that was Rocco going up into 8th position with a good lap, and that was somebody else improving. Bolin to the top of the timings, that was 123.5. Can M. Short try and put it there with Bolin? Montana is coming through the middle sector, I believe, through the exit of Beckett, but M. Short now round the final corner, comes across the line, and he goes 2nd ahead of Montana, but Montana is improving by 500ths of a second. He only needs to find 1 more 100th of a second to get provisional pole out on track with just limited time remaining here in qualifying. Montana now coming through 16, then through 17, then through 18, as that was Connor going up into 5th position. Montana across the line, he doesn't do it, he goes 2nd, and Bolin, I think it might have done it. Is Kazizel improving on the lap? No. Is Alphatrix improving? No. He is back into the pit lane. That is the end of qualifying, and it's Bolin out on top with an absolute stonking of a lap with the Alfa Romeo. Bolin is out on top, Montana is in 2nd, and M. Short is in 3rd. Who would have foresaw that coming?
Yeah, really surprising pole position there. Montana was in a prime position to take pole position, and unfortunately he just could not achieve that. Only 300ths off of the back of the Dutchman, so he'll be starting 2nd position, still on the front row, and it's going to be all about that race start come the time we actually get to the Grand Prix phase. M. Short starting 3rd. Verstappen, a really impressive qualifying from him. He's lining up in 4th position. Connor in 5th, and Alphatrix all the way down in 10th position. He melted on his final lap there, unfortunately, and I think he invalidated it somewhere. So, yeah, really just poor from him. 10th position is not good by his standards.
Yeah, I think he made a mistake, in fact, rather than an invalidation. But let us run you through the tightest qualifying of the season so far as Bolin takes the flag in pole position. Ron Montana in second, M. Short is in third, Verstappen fourth, Connor fifth, just Asas sixth, D. Daniel in seventh. There's 6,000th of a second separating 4 drivers there from fourth down to seventh. Unreal stuff. Kazizel in eighth with Rocco in ninth. Alpha Drix in 10th, Zhao Zhao 11th, who's just rejoined the session, Chapelelli in 12th, Neil 13th, Toxic in 14th, Campbell in 15th, Hardy 16th, Cohen in 17th, Kooky Games 18th, Name Changer 19th, Lando in 20th, less than 6.5 tenths separating the top 20. That is the end of qualifying. We will now transition to a commercial break, and we will see you on the other side.
Right, am I going to go get a drink?
I think so.
Quickly. Right, okay, I'll see you in a minute. Hello.
Hello. Formation laps just begun. Bolin, Montana, M. Short. Out on top.
Yeah. That is,
the strategies.
Quite the grid.
Quite the grid. League of Europe Dirt has just been commercialised there on the stream.
Nice. Car Cannon is typing 30-ish seconds. Okay.
No worries. Everyone going on. Hardy Lando on a set of softs. Interesting. Very interesting.
Yeah. Alt Strat's not too strong here, so.
Welcome back, everyone, to League of Europe Division 1. We are here once again in Silverstone. Beautiful blue skies here at Silverstone, of course, transitioning between two borders of Northamptonshire and Buckinghamshire, I believe, are the two that transitions between this track. And as we can see, it is beautiful blue skies. And as we can see on the left-hand side of the screen, bit of a transition between the qualifying. So Bolin out on top, Montana second, M. Short in third if you're just tuning in at this point. Top 10, of course, qualifying on the set of softs. There's the predicted pit stop strategy spot on as well. Softs to mediums, lap 10 to 13. If anybody goes on a set of hards, they're really trying to bug themselves over, I think, going forward within the race. Hardy and Lando, though, let's pick up on them. Both on a set of soft compound tyre, 16th and 20th. Alternate strategy around here does work.
It certainly does work, and I managed to utilise it last night. Picked up 10th. I did say that I wanted to get my result in, but yeah, I did that in the PC tier. But definitely, if you're starting outside the top 10, it's not too bad to start on a set of softs. The Alt Strat, while it can work, and if you're outside the top 10, you have the choice. You should go for it. It's still viable to start on a fresh set of softs, or a little bit longer, and then have fresh tyres toward the end.
It's going to be fascinating. Quickly, Dan, who's your top three?
My top three is I'm saying that Montana's going to win this race. M. Short in second. I'll go with D. Daniel back-to-back podiums in third.
Interesting top three there. We are about to get going, hopefully, first time around, and hopefully the 5 red lights are all going to come on here for the British Grand Prix. As we have now got the red lights on, it is round 2 of League of Europe Division 1. Sit tight! Long hold, but it is lights out and away we go. Bullen gets a good start, so does Montana. Lando has already glitched the time into the left-hand side, but it is 3 wide. Coming through turn 1, Verstappen is already ahead of Montana, and in fact M. Shorter's got ahead of both of them. So M. Shorter's up into second, but Bullen leads coming through into the village section for the first time. Alphatrix and Chapelelli fighting side by side further down the field, but I think it's all clean. Cohen and Kuki Games getting quite tight there as they reach the pinch point of the village section. Everyone clean through, and it's Bullen who leads from M. Shorter in second, Verstappen in third, Montana in fourth. There's contact further down. Chapelelli is spun, and there's a bit of front wing damage flying, I think from one of the Mercedes, possibly Hardy dropping down the field, but it's Bullen who leads, M. Short second, Verstappen in third as we come through Luffield for the first time.
Yeah, it's been a bad start. The down order, there's a lot of contact down there, and Alphatrix has dropped 2 positions. He's feeling the pressure. Neo, and here he is trying for a move already at Cops onto the Toxic, and he's got the move done. In when it comes, that was brave and committed from Alphatrix there. He had his cover 11 position there, but yeah, it was a clean start at the front. Montana got off to a really start there, but unfortunately for him now, I guess it is, as Bullen pressure from M. Short already. I need to change my phrases. Verstappen's actually onto the back of Hockey Chocolate back for a.
Cazzizzle's right on the back there of just ASAS as well. You're coming across Robotic again, I'm afraid. But Neo and Campbell going side by side, coming out of Stowe, and now the Renault and the McLaren to the left-hand side. Can Campbell get the move done? Very difficult to see. There's Neo on the inside line, though, coming through Stowe and then through Club. I'm sure dropping down the timings as a car ran wide there, coming out the final corner. But across the line, I don't know who's now out on top. It's Bullen who leads, and then it's Verstappen in second, Montana in third. I'm sure dropping down the field. And I don't think it's because he's lost positions. I think it might be because there is a bit of a glitch. Yeah, you can see him in front, actually, of Verstappen just here. As Bullen now leads M. Short second. Cazzizzle and Just ASAS are fighting side by side. As they're now coming down with a yellow flag in Sector 1. And that is Name Changer that is round, I think. Name Changer is round. Lando is round as well. But Name Changer also round. He's down in the back of the field. Just ASAS, though, is through on Cazzizzle. And he's through, and he's up into 7th.
I think it was actually Cohen who had an incident further down the order. It was a bit of a timing glitch that put Cohen right at the top of the standings, but Name Changer seems to be doing okay. I believe there's a glitch with all of the timings at the moment, because it says that they are level at the moment between Zhao Zhao and Alphatrix, which I don't think is true. But Zhao Zhao almost going for a spin there. He's had to cut Chapel, and he's lost 1-2 positions that could be
could lose more.
Neo. Yeah, Neo could be breathing down his neck very soon. It's just a silly blunder from him there, self-inflicted. But he's really bringing the neck back, and he's actually got a 3-second time penalty, the first of the day. When he looked really strong in the changeable conditions last week, he's struggling in Britain today.
He is really struggling now. Neo's going to try and take that advantage as he now comes through Abbey. He's going to get the move done then, and towards turn 1. Neo is through on Zhao Zhao. That is opportunistic, but it's moved on. Zhao Zhao tries to fight it, and there's contact between them both. That's Campbell avoiding action as well. But Zhao Zhao, I think, was on the outside line. Neo had the move done. I think Zhao Zhao just sort of leant off coming through Abbey and then through Farm, off camera of the corner, and that's where the contact has been made, I think. Further up the field, however, Cazzizzle trying to get onto the back of Just ASAS, and M. Short is under pressure from Verstappen as well. It is Bullen who leads from M. Short in second. Verstappen in third with Montana fourth. Connor fifth. D. Daniel sixth. Race winner last time out with Just ASAS seventh. Cazzizzle eighth. Rocco in ninth. And Alphatrix running out the top 10. R2D2 is Dan, I think, tonight here in the commentary box for Bullen, leading the way from M. Short in second. Verstappen in third. I've got to be honest though, Bullen has really controlled this race from the outset. M. Short cannot find a way through. We're stuck in this DRS trend. It's so difficult to overtake around here.
Yeah, as you said, with the DRS trend, when everyone is receiving that advantage, it really makes it a struggle to find a move. Second position, it shouldn't be too bad. Verstappen's already onto the back of M. Short, so the DR really playing effect for the Renault. Not much. The McLaren, he could really be under pressure from Verstappen very soon as we begin lap number 4. DRS has already been enabled, so we will start to see this train forming. They're keeping it really tight knit at the front. Everyone within the top 15 has DRS except for Bullen, of course, who is leading the race, and Zhao Zhao retiring in the pit lane. So that is his race done. Yeah, after going for that spin, it looked like he understeered, from my point of view, into the McLaren of Neo. So really unfortunate.
Verstappen out of the slipstream as well on the back of M Short, but Bolland still leads M Short in second, Verstappen in third, Montana fourth, Connor in fifth. I'll give you a piece of advice. If you've got your PC on, turn it off. That might work. Bolland leads from M Short in second, Verstappen third, Montana in fourth, Connor in fifth, then it's Steve Daniel in sixth. It's off. I don't know what's happening then out on track, but hopefully we can still hear you okay and everything like that. But it is Bolland leading. That yellow flag in sector 1 is for Zhao Zhao's car. That is going to get removed coming through turn 3 at Village, but Verstappen on board with him as he now comes through the Maggots and Beckett section out on track. It is Bolland who leads. 5.5 tenths of a second is the gap to M Short. There was a little bit of a run on the grass there from Verstappen. He's not close enough to the back, and in fact nobody really is close enough. They're really even all the way down to Cougar Games almost out on track. Schiaparelli is in 16th. I think he's got damage on that left hand side if I'm not mistaken. It is a little bit of damage, but Schiaparelli is still trying to troop on. Hardy, Cohen and Lando all the way down the field as well, but Bolland still leading the way. Lap 5 out of 26. Probably been one of the most boring races of the season so far, I think.
Well, when you had Austria last week and that being the only other race, it is kind of difficult to really get much better than that. So I guess maybe it will start to heat up when the tyres begin to wear out and drivers start to make mistakes. Hopefully, I'm praying that I'm not sounding like a robot or a modern day C3PO. But yeah, I just hope it's all okay.
You're sounding a bit better now, so I'm not sure what you've done. You sound a bit better now, so hopefully this will continue. Bolland leading from M Short in second. Montana, though, is looking closer now on the back of Verstappen as now the Swissman comes through Copse for the 5th time. But he is still on the back of the Dutchman just in front of him, and the defending champion will be hoping after that really, really bad start, losing 2 positions from the get-go to M Short and to Verstappen. Looking at the position changes as well out on track. There are the position changes. 4 positions lost for Schiaparelli as Rocco has just picked up a 3-second time. But here comes Montana though. Is he going to try and have a look down in towards Copse? No, not close enough, and you can see the slithering snake in behind. We're almost seeing now 2 groups begin to split because Kazizel is on the back of Jusesas and Rocco picking up that 3-second time penalty is just bringing them back in towards Alphatrix as well. Early pit stops I think will be made probably from about this point onwards, I would think, if drivers decided to. Connor sets the new fastest lap of the race, but here is Alphatrix on the back of Rocco. Is he going to look to the inside line coming through Abbey and then through Farm? No, but into the Village section he might, as Hardy has got a 5-second penalty for speeding into the pit lane. A disastrous run from Hardy so far, as now Alphatrix will fight to try and get Rocco for 9th.
Yeah, just coming onto the back of him, onto the Wellington straight. DRS open and overtaken it, but he doesn't even need it. Side by side, wheel to wheel, and that is the move made for Alphatrix. Easy as you like, and now his teammate of Rocco, of Toxic, is onto the back of him, so Rocco could lose more and more positions as the laps go by. You can see he's struggling a little bit. He might actually let his teammate, because he's right onto the back of him. He's gonna look to the outside through Woodcut, and there it is. Yeah, he's let his teammate by the 3-second time penalty. Won't help him either, so Rocco's not looking like he's having the best day so far. Just a little bit of a weave from Toxic to say thank you for letting him through. Those medium tyres that he's got on, he is the freshest he's the leading medium runner at this point in time.
Tell you what, M Short going down the inside for the race lead. Here comes M Short. He's got the move done. Down in towards Stowe. Brilliant stuff from M Short. And he's through and he's into the pit lane as well. The cheek of him. He's into the pit lane. And now Bolland is now promoted into the race lead. But that is absolutely crucial. If there's anything that you can do around the track, it's to get the lead, then come into the pit lane from the lead as well. And M Short, I think, on this lap is going to be absolutely flying. I will be very, very surprised if he doesn't try and pull out a second on Bolland.
Yeah, he's looking like he's almost getting a bit held up in the pit lane. He's just come out now, so I think all is okay for him. I don't think he was held up, but it is a bit like a car park in the pit lane. Just Asas, because there's Rocco and Lando in as well.
Verstappen on the back of Bolland as well, running down in towards Brooklands, quite close. Everyone is in and behind, as you say. Jusesas, Kazizel, Rocco, Lando, Hardy, all pretty much into the pit lane for a set of mediums. Mediums can go about 19 laps around here, so it's very interesting to see how they're going to progress. Sadly, we don't have the task system that I've been using within TTML, but it'll be fascinating to see how everyone's driving styles on, how everyone is going about in terms of their tyre management. But Bolland leading the way out on track. M Short Short, by the way, came out in 14th in clear air, and that is absolutely crucial to his race going forward. A little bit of a grass running there from Connor as he came through, but Verstappen on the back of Bolin, trying to look towards Stowe, but it's not close enough. It's Bolin who leads Verstappen in second, Montana in third, as we are nearing 1/3 distance, as Bolin is into the pit lane, as well as Verstappen from the lead and second from the race.
Yeah, they really just had to react to the pitting M Short. We'll see that gap coming down rapidly. It was about 30 seconds that you lose in the pit lane. As I think Rocco's gone for a spin. He did that in qualifying, and luckily he's kept it out of the wall, and he's not got any damage. But really, just reinforcing how much of a bad day he's having. He's got the two Mercedes cars just come up behind him as Lando's lagging a lot. I hope that's not me.
It's not. Lando normally lags a lot.
Okay,
but
phew.
I tell you what, this is going to be really close coming out the pit lane between M Short and Bolin. I think there's going to be 5/10 a second either way, as Bolin is now on the pit exit. And how on earth has he done that? He's now side by side with M Short. M Short's going to have the overrun, and M Short is going to be in the net lead of the race. That is absolutely brilliant from M Short. He got the lead of the race, promoted through. He came into the pit lane. He had the cheek to come into the pit lane, and now he's 5/10 ahead of Bolin. Either way, absolutely brilliant strategy call from the Brit.
If he didn't commit to that move through Stowe corner, he wouldn't have had that lead there. So really brave and bold stuff from M Short, and that has paid off. Fortune favours the brave, as they say, and now he's got the warmer tyres at this point, and he can just pull away ever so easily from the likes of Bolin and Verstappen. He'll have them rearing on the back of him very, very soon, and the DRS will not help. And actually, I think Bolin maybe can try for a move and retaking the lead through Stowe corner if he keeps his wits about him, and he has a good run. Montana and Connor into the pit lane, so they are the first, one of some of the last. Alptrix, the lone soft runner left in this Grand Prix, is now down the straight. It's just not enough, and actually Verstappen's onto the back of Bolin right now into Stowe corner, and no moves are made at this point in time. They don't want to wear out medium tires too much. They want to be able to get to the end of the Grand Prix, and then we're going to start to see them fight.
Yeah, Bolin with more ERS considerably over M Short, about 30% more ERS at this stage of the race. Montana and Connor both into the pit lane. They're going to be swamped by this gang as they come out of turn one. I think they're going to fall out right in the middle. Let's run on board with Connor. He falls out right in the middle of D. Daniel and Jose Sass. So he comes in right in behind. Is that Montana trying to look at Verstappen? And now Connor's trying to look at Jose Sass in behind as well. Tries to go down the inside line. But Fortune did favour the brave right there. And now Connor is on the back, but that could give D. Daniel a run. Bolin now having a run, and M Short for the race lead, or for the net race lead, currently out on track for 9th position. Out on track, they all filter through the 7 cars within one camera shot there, and Kazizel's not too far away either.
Yeah, it's really heating up in the early stages of this stint. M Short leading this train, and it goes stemming all the way down for, into 16th position, looking through Copse corner. The beautiful flat-out right-hander that formerly was turn number 1. And, oh, that's not nice to see. Cookie Games has left the session. I hope we're not having a bit of a crash like everyone did last in qualifying, because that did happen. So I hope he'll be able to get back into session. He's already lost his position to Chapello. Really unfortunate. Here's Bolin onto the M Short through Stowe corner. This move for the net race lead, and he goes up the inside into Stowe. It was easily well worked from him, and M Short moving down into net P2. Bolin reclaims the lead at the hands of M Short.
Connor's down the inside as well, around the outside, trying to get on Jose Sass. He is through. Connor is through, and so is D. Daniel, and Jose Sass is forced out wide, and he now could be under pressure from Kazizel, but luckily, not quite. M Short now still holds the lead, but the net race lead has gone to Bolin. M Short, though, still holds 10th position for now. Montana is now on the back, and we have seen these two fight before, Montana and M Short. Hopefully, it's going to be fascinating to see out on track. I have just unplugged my mic in and plugged it back in, because apparently I'm clipping a lot as well, so that is not great from my end. It's even worse because I can't move the mic closer to me, which is even worse, but I'll try. Bolin leads, M Short second, Montana third. At this stage for the net race lead is Alphatrix out on top, who's still going on a set of soft compound tyres.
He's going really long in this race, and he is really stretching those soft tyres. I'm just having to invite Cookie Games back into the session because he's not got down for whatever reason. So I've just got to go quiet for a bit there.
Alphatrix still under pressure from Toxic and still hasn't came into the pit lane either, as Toxic is just 5/10 away. Pit window now open to the right hand side. You can see the graphic just hovered over the track map there, but it is now between lap 9 and lap 11, it says on that, or lap 11 to 13 I think it was, for Toxic to come in for his pit window. But Alphatrix leading from Toxic in second, Neo in third, Campbell in fourth. Looking in behind though, M Short is on the back of Bolin, 9th and 10th position currently. And let's see what Bolin can do, as M Short is on the back, Montana on the back here as well. And hopefully that was I think that's my controller. I need to phase it out there, Carl Cannon, for Montana. And there's been a bit of a moment, and was that Lando off?
Yeah, I don't know what has happened there. It looked like, I just caught, as he was spinning the car there, it just looked like he didn't even brake for cops, and somehow he's come away with that with absolutely no damage. So, whilst he's zipping about all over the place on circuit, it's given him some sort of invincibility.
I didn't see that, to be honest, but Lando then in 19th.
He's got superpowers.
He has got superpowers. It's probably that lag that he's got that's giving them the superpowers, to be honest. Out on track, and it's Alphatrix who leads, who now is still not coming into the pit lane. His tyres at this point must be absolutely shot, but I'll tell you what, M Short is going to try and have a go at Bolin here, coming through Maggot, and then through Beckett, and then through Chapel, as now he's 4/10 away. Bolin tries to let the overtake mode go. M Short not using up any overtake mode at this stage, and stays in behind him, but Bolin still in 9th, M Short still in 10th position. Montana, Verstappen, Connor, D. Daniel, Just Asas and Kazizel are still chomping at the bit. We are nearly at the halfway stage here in Division 1. And if you are enjoying it, of course, like, comment, subscribe, tick that notification bell. 40 viewers, by the way, tonight, which is absolutely insane. Thank you to each and every one of you. And Matthias saying, Lando from hero to zero. You never know, that might be like Matthias's race later on.
Oh, well, it is unfortunate for Lando coming off such a brilliant result last week, and he would have been so pleased to come to his home circuit and maybe try and replicate the greatness that he did in Austria, and it just hasn't happened for him. Of course, he was awarded in-game driver of the day, and well, I don't think he'll be achieving that one today, as he's way off the back of anyone else. Just so unlucky for him. He's almost a lap down. He's just begun lap number 12 now, and the leaders are about to finish it. So it just comes to show what these little mistakes can do, and maybe a bit of lag here and there. So yeah, 2 spins for Lando today.
Finally into the pit lane he comes. Alphatrix is in at the halfway stage pretty much. Yet I just have to say that, Matthias, I'm sorry for throwing the shade there. Toxic now leading, Neo in second, Campbell in third. He does not like me after I've said that. Alphatrix though, in the meantime, into the pit lane. He's on the side of medium compounded tyres. M Short though, still on the back of Bolin. Where is Alphatrix going to come out in this? Because this is going to be fascinating to see. Has those softs carried him towards the race lead here out on track? I tell you what, this is going to be really, really close between Alphatrix, Bolin. He's not going to be, I think he's going to be behind the whole lot, to be honest, as he comes through. They come through turn 1, and Alphatrix really cost by that strategy call, I think, and now he's behind Just Asas and Kazizel coming out the pit lane. But crucially, on a set of mediums around here, but he's going to just latch on to the back of that DRS train. It's honestly like a train service to York at this stage.
I tell you what though, he hasn't lost too much from this train, and if he just begins a little bit, he could manage to pick up DRS and then insert himself onto the back of this train and kind of just latching onto it. So, getting this overcut, he's now got 5 laps fresher tyres down the lot of M Short, Just Asas and Kazizel at the worst, and then at the best is Montana and Connor. So he's really got this advantage that will carry him to the end. Whilst they're struggling in the dying laps of the Grand Prix, he'll be in a much better position tyre wise. Of course, he's given up track position, which I don't think he had much of in comparison to these guys. I believe he might have just been ahead of Kazizel and maybe Just Asas. So yeah, he's not given up too much in this Grand Prix.
M Short looking right on the back. He went into the back of Bolin there as he comes down in towards Stowe, but Bolin doing a fantastic job currently in the net lead of the race. The M Short fan club, by the way, has just joined in the comment section, which I'm very glad to report. Bolin leading the currently in the net race lead from M Short in second, Montana in third. But I'll tell you what, Verstappen is all of the back of Montana. There's just a little bit of a Constantino effect almost, and now it begins to bring Connor back into play as well. And now Connor will run and ball with him, and he is going to shoot up the inside, down the inside and towards the village section. This is bold, this is brave. It's QVR against Thingy, and M Short's trying to get through as well. That's Kuka Games' AI. He's getting through. He was very close to the back of Bolin. Verstappen, though, hangs on and gives him the hard shoulder, I think, to be honest. There's Montana now. Closes in on Kuka Games' AI. Obviously, this is going to be an overtake, and Verstappen is also going to try and get the overtake done. But I'll tell you what, Kuka Games' AI is hanging on in there.
Yeah, well, I sent him the invite, and hopefully he'll at least manage to get back in session. But QVR against Thingy. Well, I've never heard of that esports organisation. But...
NSX. Goodness me. Throw into that as well, actually. M Short being part of Excel. You've got 3 real good teams here fighting it out. And I believe D Daniel is part of LR as well. So
yeah,
4 of the best teams out there as well are really beginning to fight out on track. And this is what we like to see in League of Europe. We're more than halfway through at this point, and it's Toxic who leads, Neo in second, Schiaparelli now in third, as both Campbell and Name Changer have came into the pit lane. Name Changer and Campbell on Tresetta soft compound of tyres. I have a feeling 11 laps on the set of soft we saw with Alpha Tricks. I think they're going to be very worn to the end. I think they're going to be fine, but they're going to be very worn as now Montana chases down M Short through Abbey.
Yeah, it is a bit of an undercut strategy from Campbell
and
Name
inside.
Changer.
Oh, Montana down the inside of M Short. Sorry to cut in there with you, Dan, but he's trying to go around the outside, coming through the village section, through the loop, and now through entries, right on the back of M Short, but M Short now still holding firm. Montana, though, has got the overtake mode on. Is he going to try and look the defending champion to the inside line and towards Brooklyn? He has a half look, he has a half commitment, but not good enough at this point. Could he get the switch back out of left field, possibly? I'm not sure. I think Montana is in a bit of a rush, but some of the other guys around him, it's Bolin still in 5th, M Short still in 6th, and Montana hunting him down in towards Cops. But Bolin 5th, M Short 6th, Montana in 7th. Look at Alpha Tricks as well. He's on much fresher tyres compared to the guys ahead. Campbell and Name Changer are soon going to join the fray as well. We're going to have a train, possibly, of 10 drivers for the race lead.
And you can't count out the guys who are still on the medium tyres.
M Short's going to go around the outside of Stowe. He looks, but he doesn't go for it. Bolin's still in the lead.
He tried for it, M Short did there, but yeah, Campbell and Name Changer are going to be absolutely flying in comparison to the medium runners ahead, who are beginning to fight at this point as well, as Toxic and Neo have come into the pit lane. They're about to come onto the exit, actually, and they could be right in between this little train that is beginning to form, as you can see Toxic has just exited the pit, and he might come out just ahead. Oh, they're going to be so close, and it is Toxic coming out ahead of Campbell. So 1.5 seconds is the gap between the softs and the medium runners. Now the advantage has flipped. The tides have turned, and the guys with Red Bull soft tyres are going to be completely rapid and hunting. They see blood in the water.
They do test blood in the water, but look at this. Bolin down to Neo. I did say 10 drivers. I think I must have failed GCSE maths. There's 12 drivers going for the race lead, possibly, here in Silverstone, which is absolutely unbelievable. It is Bolin who is still hanging firm, and this has got to be a pressure cooker situation for Bolin out on track, because he's got M Short, Montana, Verstappen, Connor, D Daniel and Kazizzle immediately on the fray. Then they've got Just Ace and Alpha Tricks catching back up as well. This has got to be the most terrifying moment of a sim racing career right here, as M Short now closer to the inside line, coming in towards Stowe, gets the move done on Bolin, and Bolin doesn't fight back, and it's M Short now through into the net race lead once again. Bolin's up for the fight, but M Short is through into 3rd position for now, but he's in the net race lead, and the Brit at his home track now takes the lead from Bolin, and with just 10 more laps to go, it's M Short who is now in 3rd and in prime position to try and take this one.
Yeah, but it's not over yet. Bolin now has that advantage of the DRS, and if he could just stick with M Short, which will be easy to do, of course, with the drag reductive system, M Short really does have to stay on his toes and keep his wits about him further back. It is now closed up between Alphatrix and Toxic, and actually just ASAS had a really poor run. Alphatrix could be on for a move onto the back of the Williams car. What's he going to do? In through Brooklyn, he's just going to stick back for now, and he doesn't want to make too much of a commitment. He's got a lot fresher tyres, and there's Toxic looking like he's trying to go around the outside. He's on fire at the moment, is Toxic, and now coming up towards Cop's corner. He could be on for a move, but no, he's just going to hang back for a little bit more. Alphatrix got a lot more ERS than that Haas car actually, so could be a little bit of a saving grace for him.
Daniel Hoggard adding one more to the mix there. It's a 13-way train for the race lead out on track as Alphatrix is on the back of just ASAS as we see. Montana immediately trying to get onto the back of Bolin, but this is honestly the worst situation you could be in. The further down the train you are, the less likely you're to make progress through, as Verstappen is now under pressure from Connor, and Connor has gone down the inside of Stowe, gets the move done by Verstappen. He's not going to give up without a fight, the QVR man, as he's now right on the back of Connor, but it is M Short currently net race leading. Schiaparelli and Cohen currently out in front there, still yet to come in to the pit lane, as we see Toxic nearly running side by side with Alphatrix, running down in towards turn 1. Car 62 of Toxic right on the back of the Red Bull of Alphatrix, and Alphatrix, the former Season 3 champion of course in League of Europe, up against a two-time League of Europe F2 champion as he goes down the inside line. That's bold, that's brave from Toxic. He spies a gap, he failed to get down the inside line, and the two-time F2 champion is putting it to the one-time League of Europe F1 champion, as now Alphatrix is right on the back of Just ASAS, but everyone is scrappy now. I have not noticed, honestly, in my sim racing career and in my league racing commentating career, I have not noticed, honestly, a 13-way battle for the lead of the race. They are so consistent, these guys, and it is absolutely brilliant to watch.
It just shows how evenly matched they all are on the on pace, on paper really. So it's brilliant to see, of course. But of course, it's not really a fight for the lead if you're way in the order, and all the soft runners who are burning up this rubber in the train in the dirty air. It's not going to be helping them.
Is Neo on the back of Name Changer, trying to go around the outside line in towards Stowe, and he should have the move done here. Name Changer tries to hang it in, but Neo is through around the outside just about. He does get the move done. The McLaren is through on the Ferrari, and he's through, and he's up into 14th position for now. Schiaparelli and Cohen are still going out on track for another lap at least. Lap 19 out of 26, 8 more to go, and Schiaparelli leads from Cohen in second, M Short in third, Bolin fourth, Montana fifth, Connor, Verstappen, D. Daniel, Kazizel, Just ASAS, Toxic now right on the back of Alphatrix as well for 11th and 12th. Campbell, Neo and Name Changer. Everyone else you can discount. Rocco Hardy, Game Changer, Cookie Games. That was Kazizel looking on Just ASAS.
It was onto D. Daniel. He tried spying a move onto the entry of the Brooklyn Straight. Oh, sorry, the Wellington Straight, and it hasn't Brooklyn Straight. The Wellington Straight, and it just did not work out. He lost the car ever so slightly, getting just too excited on the throttle, and that really cost him the move that was on the cards. And now they're all beginning to space out a little bit as their tyres begin to wear off. They get to the point where they're going to have to start to save those tyres, and this is where Alphatrix's advantage of that insane overcut is going to pay off. It's going to pay dividends, really, to the British driver in his home Grand Prix. He's not had the best start to the season, but now he can start hunting these guys down one by one if he could just get close enough. But of course, it is so difficult to overtake around this circuit, and he's got Toxic breathing down his neck every single corner on those fresh stops still, and he actually could be going for a move into the failed chicane. He's dived for it, and there's a little bit of contact, and he could not pay that one off, and Neo's actually found the way by Campbell, and Campbell spun.
Campbell's got damage as well, left side end plate damage for Campbell. I think honestly there's been a bit of a Constantino effect as Toxic tried to get the move done on Just ASAS. He tried to lunge it. Name Changer is now up into 14. Campbell with that left side end plate damage is now out of this, so it's a 12-way battle for the leaders. The yellow flag flag in Sector 1, and that was briefly Lando. Yeah, Lando getting out of the way of everyone. But now, let it all commence once again with 6.5 laps to go if you're being picky. M Short leading the way from Bolin in second, Montana in third. Tell you what though, I think the top two beginning to pull away. Montana now 8/10 off, and it's very, very difficult. He will remain in DRS train, but I think M Short and Bolin are trying to work together at this point to try and get away, and that is absolutely crucial.
Yeah, of course, notoriously quick, and he's the two-time League Division 1 champion, and he just not got off to the season on the right foot, and he could have his ex-compatriot of Connor breathing down his neck. He's just staying within the DRS range of the car front, and finally Chapelele is coming into the pit lane after 19 laps on the same set of medium tyres. Cohen is deciding to stay out here. I'm worried he'll get a puncture at one point. He's definitely going to be feeling these tyres at this point. They can really go about 15 laps when they until they start feeling like they're going off. They can be pushed to the 20 lap mark that he has gone to, but you can even see visually on the tyres on board with him that they are well overdue, and they should be in the pit lane.
He has to come into the pit lane, surely, otherwise he'll just get the black flag and get disqualified. Funny enough, I was watching the black flag video on F1 as well, so I hope that doesn't really come true for him. Cohen, though, still out in front from M Short in second, and then Bolin in third. 5.5 laps to go. Bolin is looking at M Short here, running down. Beautiful helicopter cam as we run down in towards Brooklands once again, down the Wellington Straight, as M Short is still trying to fend off the pursuers. Bolin, Montana, Connor. Connor is landing himself, to be honest, in the right place at the right time almost, because he has suddenly dropped Verstappen slightly by 0.6 of a second, as Alphatrix is trying to look as well on Just Asas, running down in towards Stowe. Nearly eluded me there, as Neo's trying to get onto the back of Toxic as well. We've still got a 12-way train pretty much for the race win out on track, which is absolutely unbelievable. Chapelele, by the way, came in, but M Short hanging on, but for how long? Because here comes Bolin absolutely charging, let him down towards Stowe, but he's not going to get the move done. Somebody that is going to get the move done is Neo, trying to go down the inside of Toxic, down in towards Stowe. That's Lando. I think that's spun around again, but Neo and Toxic, there's contact between them both, and Toxic has been sent nearly spinning right on end plate, I think, for Toxic, is it, or left side for Neo?
Neo's got damage. Left side.
Left side end plate damage for Neo. And that's just a shame, because it looked like Toxic on that camera angle, it was a really shoddy camera angle out on track that looked almost to me as if Toxic had just lost it on the outside curb. He tried to recover the car on, Neo was there, and Neo has unfortunately paid the price for that.
Yeah, now they've really blown their own races up here, so they pretty much have no chance of fighting Mike's ahead of them, as really they were on for a good position with the strategy, but the DRS just made it so difficult. If this train wasn't a factor, they'd be way up the order by now. So it's just so it shows how their strategy has a
Oh my goodness me! Just Asas had a massive moment coming out of Luffield, and now Alphatrix is through and he's up into 8th position. I think Just Asas tried to cut him off at the pass, but Alphatrix was there. Alphatrix down the inside through Walker, gets the move done. He's up into 8th. Fair play, I think, to Just Asas, because he let him go eventually, but Alphatrix is through and he's up into 8th. Or is he?
He saw the opportunity there, and now, he could be onto the back of him, Just Asas, but he's not going to try and fight this one. He's got enough ERS to mount a challenge on the Brit, so that is solidified 8th position. And if you're getting a penalty in this train, you'll be shot way down the order, especially if you're in about 5th or 6th. A 3-second time
Just Asas
probably shut you out of the points.
I think
Just Asas.
You've done it, haven't you?
There, haven't I?
Yeah, you've done it, haven't you? You've commentators cursed him out on track.
Oh no!
Just Asas has got a 3-second time penalty, and that is a commentator's curse if I've ever seen one. M Short still leading the way out on track, but Bolin trying to hunt him down with Montana in 3rd, Connor in 4th. 3.5 laps to go here at Silverstone, and you can imagine you are getting to the edge of your seat. I know at home we are getting to the edge of our seats in the commentary box, because I can see what's probably going to come in the next couple of laps. Bolin has saved up enough ERS to try and have a go at M Short, and you can see him using up that overtake mode to try and just close in. Bolin, I think, is waiting for the perfect opportunity. That perfect opportunity, final lap down in towards Luffield.
Yeah, well, it's certainly going to be a risky one for him, and of course, if that doesn't work out, he's still got Stowe at the end of the second DRS. They're about to run up to now. You can see he's not trying to use too much of his overtake, and M Short has got a lot less in it. It's really difficult to charge up the back on this circuit. You can see just briefly there's the blinking red lights onto the back of the McLaren car. That means that you are under 10%, and there's yellow flags in sector 2. I think that
Lando
might have
again.
been Lando or Hardy. I think it was actually, no, it was Lando this time, sadly. He's been lapped by Rocco, and he's almost being lapped by his teammate, and yeah, he's just not had a good race.
Really disastrous, and it is a swing really from last time around. Daniel now on the back of Verstappen. The two Dutchmen are about to go out at 4th, 5th and 6th position, running down in toward Village. He tries to have a look down the inside. The LR man against the QVR man out on track, but it's Verstappen in 5th, Daniel in 6th for now. M Short is holding off absolutely everyone at this stage. I'm sorry to say, for those guys on a set of soft runners, as soon as you got onto the back of that DRS trend, you had absolutely no chance to try and get any sort of overtakes done. Toxic though could on Neo, who's obviously got that left side end plate damage, and now Toxic will look on the back of the German, running down in towards Cops. Use a bit of overtake mode up, man, as he now tries to go down the inside line, but Neo is still hanging tough. Toxic and Name Changer. Name Changer is going to try and have a go at Toxic here as well, but more immediately, race lead, Bolin 3.5 tenths away from M Short, and has a quicker exit coming out of Chapel, and now runs down in towards Stowe. Can Bolin go for the move? Up with 3 laps to go, 2.5 if you're being picky. M Short defends absolutely valiantly on the inside line. There was no way that Bolin was going to get through. Neo and Toxic though have had a little bit of contact, and it's 3 wide almost coming through just in behind. Toxic now on the outside line of Name Changer. Name Changer's got 2 positions done. Name Changer through, and he's up into 10th.
He's managed to make that one work from 12th, the end of Magnussen Beckett's complex, and now M Short
Bolin
losing time to Bolin. He's trying to look up the inside. The window of opportunity shuts, and M Short closes it. And here it is now onto the exit. You can see he's really hasty. Is Bolin now, and using up the battery. This should be the move for him. He's in the DRS. He's in the slipstream. What's he going to do? He's going to look to the outside, in through Brooklands. Can he make the move stick? And M Short defends that well. He's off the circuit, and he's got a penalty.
He does pick up a penalty, and that's because M Short forced him out wide, and that is absolutely perfect game plan, I think, from M Short, because he's forced the driver out wide, Bolin in behind. He picks up a 3-second time penalty for running 2 wheels over the exit of Brooklands, and now look who's come into play, Montana. We've got 1.5 laps to go here in Britain. It has been an absolute instant classic, and M Short is leading from Bolin in 2nd, Montana in 3rd, and there's a 9-way train, possibly, for the race win out on track. Here comes the Swiss man, now on the back of the Dutchman, tries to go to the outside line. He could be boxed in at this point. Montana tries to go around the outside line, but he doesn't manage it. Bolin just fends him off for now into 2nd position at side by side, though in the meantime Kazizel and D Daniel are going side by side, now in towards Vale and Club. Everyone is going to try and go for this. Kazizel goes for it too much and ends up spinning, and that was just inevitable, I think. Kazizel should have ended up, but onto the final lap we go. M Short leads, Bolin in 2nd, Montana in 3rd, and he's getting close down by Connor as well, and now Connor looks to the inside line, down in towards Village. Montana cuts across him, and there's contact between the 2 NSX boys. D Daniel and Verstappen now 3rd and 4th, and Montana and Connor come together. Have you ever seen drama like it at Silverstone? M Short still leads, Bolin in 2nd, half a lap to go.
Nothing to lose for Bolin here. He's got to go for a move if he wants it on circuit, just to make a claim in this Grand Prix. But drama unfolding on the final lap of the Grand Prix. Heartbreak if you're the guys at NSX, because your 2 main drivers in this race have just come together. Alpha Drix now the leading I don't know if he actually is a part of the NSX team, but he has represented them before in a 24-hour event, if I'm not mistaken. But here it is. This is the move that could be for the lead on the final lap of the race. And actually, M Short might have DRS, because Lando's just got out the way.
Yeah, Lando just getting out of the way as well. That's what the yellow flags are. And M Short is going to get this, I think, out on track regardless of that 3-second time penalty for Bolin. Campbell's just picked up a 3-second time penalty further down the field. But M Short is around the final couple of corners through Stowe. Are we going to see a home victory here in Division 1? He's got 3 more corners to go. Around the final corners, through Vale, through Club for the final time. M Short across the line, wins in Britain. Brilliant drive from M Short. Verstappen is second, D. Daniel is in third, Bolin dropping all the way down to fifth, Alphatrix in fourth, Bolin fifth, Montana sixth, Connor in seventh. After the contact, they're still sixth and seventh, which is unbelievable. Name change rate, Jasas in ninth, Kazizel 10th, Chapelelli 11th, Neo in 12th. They fill out the points. Toxic in 13th, Cohen across the line in 14th, Lando's already came across the line in 19th, Campbell crashes into the back of Lando coming across the line, and now we wait for Hardy, Rocco and Kooky Games. But my oh my, what a race, and M Short has picked up the win. Dan, can we try and get him in for an interview?
I would hope so, but I believe at the beginning of the race, around about lap 6, he was saying this is going to be a bore. This has been a boring start to the race. How about that one? Unbelievable scenes.
Lead commentator of Division 1 is always wrong. I think Rocco comes across the line to finish in 17th in the end. And my oh my, what a race. Who on earth gets driver of the day out of that? In-game driver of the day is Name Changer. Wouldn't give it to him personally, but driver of the day is awarded by the in-game fans to Shazoo, Name Changer, out there out on track. He is doing the funky chicken to the top step of the podium. It is M Short who wins out on track, and my god, the M Short household will be going absolutely wild at this point.
Yeah, well, I think Excel would be as well. He's leading the championship in PSGL F3 and he's just pulled that one off in League of Europe Division 1. He's flying high, he's a prospect to be reckoned with, and that is a staple. The win in League of Europe Britain, and what a race to win it. His home track in such a style that he did it in, winning it on track despite the penalty from Bolin, of course knocking him down the grid anyways. I think having it on track was just the icing on the cake, the cherry on top, so he'd be super pleased with that one.
Have you seen how much is separated by the top 13? 9.6 seconds separating the top 13 out on track. Unbelievable. M Short takes the win from Verstappen in second. D. Daniel is in third. Two different winners out of two different races here in League of Europe. Alphatrix finishing out the podiums in fourth, but what a drive from 10th on the grid. Bolin in fifth, Montana in sixth, McConnor in seventh. That damage, that contact will go down in history between them both. Name changer Jasas Kazizel running off the top 10, Chapelelli 11th, Neo in 12th, Toxic, Cohen, Campbell, Hardy, Rocco finishing in 17th, Kooky Games out of the race in 18th, finishes an AI. Lando did finish in 19th, doesn't pick up the points. Fastest lap did go to Rocco, by the way, as Jow Jow did not finish the race. He retired in the pit lane. My god, I thought Austria was good. That's just even better. M Short wins, Verstappen in second, D. Daniel in third. Dan, if we can, try and get him in. Looking at the fastest lap times between the top two as well. M Short and Verstappen. M Short was quicker in that race by 6,000ths of a second on his personal best compared to Verstappen. That is how close it was.
I think we could take a breather after that one. I'm just gonna at them in the Discord server, ask if they want to do interviews. I'll do the top 3, but the main guy we really want to get in is, of course, M Short, because I'd imagine he is absolutely ecstatic with that one. And then
but M Short's father has just came into the comment section and said, we did go wild, James. Incredible. To beat Montana and Alphatrix, the industry standards, and to do what he did was absolutely incredible. What a field. Absolutely class comment there from the father of M Short, and I hope we do get him in, because I just want to I'm speechless. I just want to get him in and interview him, for goodness sake. My goodness me, we have been treated to an absolute instant classic and an absolute brilliant race. I hope Dan Hoggard is going to have a lot of fun in Division 2 now, and of course in Division 5. It was either Bryn Mike, of course, last season. I'm not sure who's doing commentary this season in Division 5. I think it's Alt Maverick, if I'm not mistaken. So, tune in for that, 8:10. If you are wanting to stay tuned in, though, I hope that we're going to get an interview from at least one of the top 3, if not all of them.
Yeah, it took me a little while to find D. Daniel's app, but yeah, I'll just quickly add them into the group chat. Hang on.
Oh.
We're going to Canada next, aren't we?
We are going to Canada next, of course. It is the Circuit Gilles Villeneuve. And my oh my, Canada could be an absolute classic as well. Russia after that, but Canada now after that. Could we see 3 winners out of 3 different drivers winning 3 different races in League of Europe? Not sure the last time we ever had that in Division 1. Certainly in other divisions we did. But Division 1, I would go back to Season 2 possibly, where obviously Montana dominated, but we had in the early part of the season, or it was Season 3, a few different winners in each different race. So, my oh my, we are going to be treated to an absolute treat in Canada. And if you have liked that, like, comment, subscribe. Take that notification bell, of course, if you are new. And if you don't, then just watch that race back and then do it. Because probably one of my best commentaries, Dan, probably one of your best commentaries, one of the best races we've ever commentated on as a duo. Out of all of that, who was your driver of the day?
Yeah. I think it has to be the obvious one, but M Short has just stepped up to the plate today. Verstappen's in for an interview, so that's good to see. And we have got confirmation M Short will be joining for an interview, so that is lovely to see.
As we have actually got Mr. Kvyat Verstappen in the party with us. Verstappen, welcome. 2nd position in Britain. You must be very happy with that one.
Oh, I'm absolutely thrilled, James. That was quite a spectacle of a race, you could say. Yeah. So, yeah, starting off quali basically in 4th and then ending in 2nd after not having a great race pace, low on ERS. Quite happy with that.
Very happy with that, and you were behind M Short and Bolin as well throughout that race. Just talk us through what was going in your mind, counting down those laps, because surely in your mind, something must have ticked that you might even have a crack at the win.
Well, in the first stint, I felt I had much better pace than Bolin or Short at that point, but I just couldn't get by at that point. It was quite hard to make an overtake stick and not lose too much time, so I decided to stick in behind. Start of the medium stint, yeah, a bit of an issue on pace, just not right up there, and Montana and Connor eventually overtook me. And then going down the last laps, I'll just be like, yeah, let's see how this goes, because who knows what could happen. Daniel had a few goes at me mostly into turn 4, which I was kind of annoyed by, but yeah, he did leave enough space and didn't make a move stick, so I was happy. And then on the final lap, coming up to turn 3, I see Connor right on the back of Montana, and I was like, he's surely going to go for a move. And they hit each other off. Not sure who was at fault there, but I'm happy to take the position. And then I saw Bolin had a penalty. And then I knew, yeah, I was basically on for 2nd place without any major mistakes.
Absolutely cracking race from you. Dan, do we have any questions for Verstappen?
I guess I've got one question for you, but just based on that result, do you really have confidence for the rest of the season and that you can score more podiums?
I definitely think there's a few tracks where I have a shot at the podium. I honestly didn't think this was one to begin with, but the good qualifying for me, even if I say so myself, was quite helping in that way. But the first few coming races now, I don't think I'll have a good shot. Coming towards maybe China, which I think around 6, is one I'm looking forward towards. So let's see how the season goes.
Yeah, well, China's an interesting circuit, but for now, just celebrate that brilliant podium that you picked up today. Well done.
Thank you.
China? But going to Canada next week?
Yeah, around 6.
Oh, round 6. Yeah. Oh, you can tell I'm like half listening and half like zoned out at this point. Goodness me. Yeah, Verstappen, go and enjoy your evening. Go and have a cold one, I think, after that.
Might have to refrain from that for legal reasons, but we'll have a look at that.
I'm sure you can. We give you permission. As responsible adults, we give you permission.
Alright, thank you very much.
Not a worry. And we'll go on to the man who finished in 1st position, M Short. What an absolute drive. That must have been, that for me was your best race that I've ever seen you drive. Talk us through it.
Yeah, for sure, the best race I've ever had. I don't really know how that happened, but yeah, I'm still shaking.
I can tell in the voice that you're still shaking as well, but just talk us through that race. Bolin, you got the move done on Bolin early on in the race as well. Then he re-overtook you. Did you feel, before you got that move done, that you could have had a crack at him?
Yeah, well, me and Bolin traded places a few times, but then once Montana started getting a bit die for me and a bit dangerous, I thought, no, I don't want to be in the middle of these two. So I just had to go for the move on Bolin, and then just somehow saved enough ERS and always got the best exits onto the DRS straights, and then just held on until the very end.
And you did hold on to the very end, and being a British winner of the League of Europe here in Britain, that must fill you with a lot of delight. And I'm sure, I've seen your family in the comment section there as well. They're absolutely delighted for you as well. It must just fill yourself with a lot of good sense going forward in towards next week.
Yeah, it's great. It's great. And yeah, Canada next. Hopefully I can keep up the good finishes.
We will have to wait and see. Dan, do you have any questions?
Yeah, well, I guess it kind of relates the same to what I asked of Verstappen, but just coming into the season, what were the expectations like, and how have they adjusted after that brilliant win?
Well, I always knew throughout a season, Montana and Alphatrix will be too good, and probably Connor too. So I'm just trying to keep picking up the points, then maybe end up winning D1.5.
Yeah, it existed from about third down, but now it's fourth down this season. But I definitely think you could be maybe the fourth member of Division 1.
Hopefully.
But obviously going into Canada next week, though, you must fancy your chances there, because you've already said it's one of your strongest tracks. How do you think you're going to get on?
Well, yeah, well, I don't want to jinx anything now, but yeah, I've just got to practice for that one, stay focused, and hopefully I do get a good result again there.
You will get a good result there, I'm sure of it. Go and enjoy your evening and calm yourself down before you have a drink.
Thank you.
And that is it from us here tonight. Absolutely unbelievable racing from everyone out on track. If you have been inspired by that racing, go and watch Division 2 and Division 5. Daniel Hoggard and Aidan Carter, nonetheless, are taking you through the action for Division 2 and Division 5. It is Alt Maverick himself taking you through Division 5 action as well. It is going to be a fantastic night. That's, of course, at 8:10, so we better get off or we'll get kicked off the air by Car Cannon. I hope he's not going to do that anyways. But absolutely brilliant racing out on track, and I think it just comes to show we are trying to bring your normality, your Saturday night to life. I hope we have with that commentary, and I hope we have with that race as well. But for myself and Dan, please take care of yourselves in this crazy world that we all live in, and we will see you same place, same time in Canada next week. Until then, goodbye.